Welcome to all our Global Governance News TV, and today we'll discuss the Corona War, China, and all countries. How China
All of you
versus
are so visible. Am I visible?
pardon? No, okay. So actually,
Right.
now we'll start the
There's some
program.
problem
So,
in
no, so just now we are starting program. No, the voice is okay, Hemanji. Don't worry. The coronavirus pandemic has exposed the weakness of the big global powers and America's inability to provide the leadership for an all hands on deck fight against COVID-19. China is hoping to fill the vacuum and fly supplies to every nation in desperate need. But does international community trust China? Largely not. It is difficult to say who will be the power players in the post-coronavirus world. Much will also depend on how quickly the world recovers from the economic downturn, which is already evidence. The US election also played role or not, but Joe Biden just now in the power, and recently we know.
Hello. I think there is a problem in my speaker. I'm not.
Okay. So sorry, actually some technical problem was there. So we have just
hear you
crossing.
properly.
No, Hemanji, okay, your voice is very clear. Your voice is very clear. Your voice is clear.
I'm not able to hear. What did you say
No,
actually?
no, we are hearing you. Don't worry. We are hearing you. Don't worry.
Okay.
So just now we are going to discuss the role of China in this Corona war and how our country India is also facing with the just the Corona and the China pandemic, the Wuhan lab virus that is called the China virus, we'll say. And so we have the Parija Sharma ji, a very senior journalist, and already keep an eye on the world affairs. We have Anita Chaudhary ji, and political analyst and senior journalist. We have Hemant K. Shastri ji. Shastri ji also just very senior journalist of the country and always keep an affairs, foreign affairs. And recently, and three guests also just about to join here. So I'll start from the Parija ji. How just you analyze the Corona war? Just we can say the role of China and the other countries. All countries are against the China at present now. So how do you just analyze the situation? Parija ji.
So we already know that this coronavirus came from China. Whatever it may say, that we already know that it came from there. It closed its own. As a result, people suffered, economies suffered across the world, and whereas China continued to grow. And now it's using that opportunity to not only spread its economic dominance, but also it's expansionism. It tried to suppress countries along the South China Sea, and we'd seen it last year in Ladakh with India. So it's the new age East India country, company, and it is doing that carrot and stick policy, whereas it offers certain aid and things as lollipops or something, and countries which kind of don't toe the line, it shows its muscle, flexes its muscle. And it is, some countries are now realize this, they're also coming together, but I think we need to all countries need to come together and and take China on this game that it is trying to force the world, whereas spread it on one hand and then grow economically itself while weakening all the other countries, through their economies, and of course people who die because of this or suffer the disease because of this. So it is a double-edged sword that it is kind of forcing on the world. So countries around the world need to come together and take China on.
So Pariyaji, just do you think that recently the Biden government has constituted a committee for the 90 days? They have to file the report about just to check and just inquire, investigate the role of China in the spreading pandemic globally. So how do you analyze the U.S. action against China, as the last president, Mr. Trump, already promised, already hampered, just targeted China, already blaming China. China has spread directly and emphatically. They have already cornered China. So do you think the Biden government just will action check against like Trump, or better than that and in another way? How do you think?
The Biden government was, it was perceived as going soft in China, and because of pressure, all-round pressure, that it probably gave this call for a report, or to be given within 90 days. But already UK, there is a report from UK. There was a scientists from India who had worked on this and given their report, which was then trashed by the US. And now that they are saying this, that report was also correct. This is much needed, and of course, US being the most powerful country, that it needs to take it seriously, and it is for us to see what comes out of it, and then there needs to be a total change in world politics, and in as fast as possible, because you can see what China is doing and has done in Africa and other countries in Asia. Now it just wants to steamroll everybody and do what it wants, which is very dangerous.
Okay, so I'll take questions from the input from the Anita Chaudhary ji. Anita ji, Hemant ji, the voice is clear now.
But
You're hearing properly hearing.
Should I just interrupt one moment, Rakesh ji?
Okay, no problem. Just you carry on the network, and I'll take the answer from Anita ji. So thank you. Welcome, Jia Manjari ji, just coming join to us.
Not able to
Yeah.
hear properly.
Thanks for the invitation.
Actually, really, I think you are traveling and movement is there. We're looking at you. So no issue. Just this is area of connectivity. We are living in digital India.
Said, and what exactly you are.
Just Hemant ji, just to correct you the connections in between. I'll take the input from Anita Chaudhary ji and other guest also. After that, I'll just come to you. So Anita Chaudhary ji, just Parijat ji said, we'll see the action of the Biden government regarding China. So how do you analyze? So you don't think so? Indian government also take some stern action against the China? Already seen, we are saying that this is a Wuhan virus. This is a Wuhan created virus. So you don't think so? Government of India also take action? Unmute yourself, Anita ji. Please.
Rakesh ji,
Please.
when the Biden has given order for the further investigation of this coronavirus, because the world is not satisfied with the report of the WHO, and after that it has said by the Biden that they want the report within 90 days. On that time only, India has clearly said that yes, the further investigation needed for the emerging point of this virus. But we have to look at this, that we are in a third world war where the enemy is invisible, and the country who has used this enemy named as coronavirus is has engaged the entire world to fight with on health issue, and that country is enjoying all the opportunity, trying to enjoy all the opportunity. But if you will see, it's not only India and America, it's either Brazil, it's either European countries, it's either Australia and many other countries. They are except Pakistan, they want some investigation against China, that so the concrete the report should come out, and the suffering, that the kind of suffering is going on, the it should be reported in a authentic manner. If you will see the past few years and the Chinese activities, we will find that on every moment China has tried to put India on its knee, but it was not the China was not successful on in every aspects, either it's Doklam or it's Ladakh. But on that time also, when the US was governed by the President Trump, he was totally against of China, and he was loudly playing the politics of China. So on that time also, the China has got the clear message that if I will not do something like very aggressive, if I will not take any aggressive step, it might be harmful for me. And this was the step that is taken by the China, and we are fighting. We are in a battlefield. We all should must understand that we all are in a battlefield. Our enemy is invisible, and that it has sent by the China, and the emerging point is not till this time it has not stamped, but the emerging point is Wuhan, and China is playing loudly. But it has bounced back also to the China, because the whole world got united, and they are started criticizing China. They had banned many
Beer
products
ay ka full
and
time
many apps of China. That was the revenue oriented machinery for the China to disturb this world. So this is the thing which have to consider, that the world is united. We are in a battlefield. It's a war that is on Corona. That is world versus China. China is aloof now. Only few countries like Pakistan and Turkey, they are backing China, but the kind of death we are witnessing, the kind of suffering we are witnessing, it's clear. It's a clear message, and the kind of pathetic environment and the negativity is roaming around us. Not only us, it's for entire world. It is a clear. I think it's a clear cut message to the China, that the way the Power Five country is reacting towards China, that in coming days China will get a strong message from world against this Corona war. Ji Rakesh ji, back to you.
Thank you, Anita ji. So nicely elaborated all the angles, whatever is possible from the India. Now we have Bandana Jhingan, a senior journalist and social activist from the Chicago, USA, and Jia Manjari ji, as a social activist and the brand ambassador of the Beti Bachao Foundation, and very just IT expert also. Keep an eye the world affairs with her special angle, with the Nestlist angle that is called. So I'll take Jia. How do you analyze the situation? Just the country is passing through India as well as the globally. How the China has just. Do you think this is a biological war against the world from the China?
this is a biological weapon, but war is actually land war. Let me tell you, China has always a strategy to grab the land. And if you go in past and read about the social um, geographical boundaries of China, they have always expanding their boundaries. They are creating some or other reasons where they can become strong and snatch others' land. So this uh, one road, this Silk Road, which they have created near this Ladakh and Pakistan. So this is not the only one road initiative. They have started one belt one road initiative, which is globally across the Chinese borders, and then they have analyzed the developing countries around the China. Where they analyze how they are strong, what are they doing, how they can affect their economy, how they can affect their citizens' life and economic development, how they can make them weak and become powerful to overpower himself over those small or economically weak countries. So this is a very big strategy started by China in 2013. And if you go to data which is available everywhere now, you can check this coronavirus planning has been initiated in 2015. So they have a very route planning about that. They started this road planning globally around the China, and then they wanted to expand their land because everybody knows the population of China is increasing day by day as they are the highest populated country, and resources wise also that the lowest employment wages they are providing to people, but we cannot we cannot ignore one fact that they are the biggest exporter across the globe. They are exporting to us within India, they are exporting China, USA, they are exporting UK, they are exporting everywhere. So they have created this kind of environment where they can make us weak, if not economically. Then they have started this global war, a biological war, where they cannot be clearly shown as a evil country to disturb others' life or destroying the peace of the global environment. But they played very smart move by this biological weapon, where nobody can clearly claim, because if somebody is using nuclear war weapon or some other weapons, nowadays we have surveillance. Through surveillance, we can we can capture each and every data through satellite. Who is doing what movements are happening on the borders, who is crossing lines. So they are very clear on that we cannot capture land like this. So now we shall start a plan of showing developing countries or like developing infrastructure. So they have created this route plan on the name of development, on the name of economic structural development and global business environment. So they are telling that they are creating lands and roads for connecting the lands where they can do business with developing countries. But basically, they were not creating a connecting road. They are creating a route where they can start their business slowly, slowly, gradually. They can start their colonies nearby those roads, and they can start grabbing the lands of the developing countries. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you do you think, Jia, just as you elaborated the role of China already, just this is a biological war or not, but going to be proved very now. And Bandanaji already written an article. This China is paid and they started the biological war against the humanity, not for against India and globally. So Bandanaji, just I'll take input from you. How just India as well as the USA, they're facing same way. The China Wuhan virus, how we have affected and how not. So in between, we welcome Dr. Razvihani, the chairperson of the Federation of Indian Physicians in USA. We welcome Rakesh Tiwari ji from just Canada, Toronto, he's a senior journalist, and Alok Lahar ji from Spain. So I welcome to all. So please, Vandana ji.
Namaskar, everybody. Good evening to all. Let's talk about Chinese virus. So from day one, I've been calling it a Chinese virus. Agar, if they have said it, why they are worried about getting it named? So there should not be any politics like the way WHO has said it. Why you are giving the name like numbers and all and all? It came from China. And when it happened about the England variant, means the UK variant and the India variant, I said, no, don't call it the India variant because India has got nothing to do. Just
India,
call it the
but
Chinese
Vandana ji,
virus.
this Indian variant was just propagated by the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. How they are just trying to hamper the image of the India.
So I
this is
was
not it.
saying
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
not Indian variant. This is the grandson of Chinese virus. Let's call it that.
Okay.
So because narrative, what you try to set, because India, the biggest problem, I've been talking this for the second time that we are talking on the same subject. The India's biggest problem.
Little different now.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, the India's
Angle,
biggest
yeah.
problem is the people within India. Because
Yeah.
like when we talk about this virus, it's a COVID-19, like they have given the name, it has affected the whole world. As Anita ji was mentioning, whole world is getting ready to come and face China, like, show the China face. Will this happen? Because again, the politics, because what you are seeing is the left is playing a very big role in today's time to again set a narrative. So China has to be, because there should be countries, and India can play a very leading role in this, taking up further, collecting all the majority countries, those who really want to join this bandwagon, to be honest. So bandwagon is going to be India leads. India can be an engine. There can be different bogies. Let this be US, let this be UK, because each and every country has suffered and China should pay for it, to be honest. Because so in future, they cannot do it. We have suffered a lot. It has been more than a year and a half. I think the whole world has suffered. India
Yeah.
is not yet over. And to be very honest, here they have 11th of June, which is going to be 2 days from now. They have said there's no mask, nothing needed. But because 70% of the population in the state of Illinois has already been vaccinated. Dr. Raj is right here. He knows that what are the CDC guidelines. One day they'd say, oh, you can do this. And after 4 days, the statements do change. So we are not very sure. We have to keep ourselves very safe. And that is what I request everybody. So China cannot be spared for this COVID-19 crisis, which they have created.
Okay. Okay. So Vandana ji, just China can't be spared anyhow with the whatever they have done against the humanity. Not for the India, not for the USA, for the every corner of the world. So Dr. Bhayani, just Dr. Raj, do you think how just Vandana ji shared her view? So how China should be skewed like anything are number one. Number two, do you think government of India should also take action against China, as US government has constituted a body and a committee just to find out the involvement of China just to spread the coronavirus?
Hello, everybody, and happy to join this wonderful panel on global governance news. Yes, as we seeing last year and a half, the origin of this virus is always been questionable. Initially, they shot it down when President Trump was saying that this came from China. He named this Chinese virus. And when the new administration came, which is slightly friendlier to China, they banned the word Chinese virus. And that was a mistake, because at the end of the day, people, everybody has to be held responsible for what they have done. Whether that's an accidental leak or deliberate leak, at the end of the day, it's a leak. And even if it's accidental, there is a punishment for that. When you get in the accident, somebody else dies, the court doesn't say to you, hey, by the way, it's an accident, so they let you go. There will be a little bit less severe punishment, but the punishment is there. And so far, China has failed to acknowledge its responsibility in making this most unprecedented disaster in the humankind in recent history. And Chinese are responsible for it, and they must be held accountable for it. And whole world have to come together, including United Nations, America, NATO. We have to get Russians on the board, and every country has to be on the board and create an alliance of all the countries and demand China, hey, look, either you answer the questions or we're not doing any business with you and you get lost from us. If boycott is created on the Chinese goods and some kind of punishment is created, Chinese will not answer. There was a panel by WHO and Chinese, and that panel has failed to answer any question. How did this actually happen? The bat coming into that some food market, in fish market or some market, and this was released, that theory has not been proven, and the accidental release is the most popular. Still, it gives a benefit of doubt to Chinese that they did not do it deliberately. But I believe it could be a deliberate act only because if there are so many cases all over the world, how come it's not affecting Chinese so much? If you see, there is no major disaster like when millions of people are dying all around the world, there are hardly any deaths, and the percentage of population affected by Chinese people is very minuscule. So that raises serious doubts. There is not a single Chinese leader who has been affected by this virus. That raises serious doubt whether they knew what is going on and they probably had taken the precautions so they don't get affected by this. So all these questions has to be answered, but unless the entire world comes together and ask the question, Chinese will not answer the question. So this should be considered the act of war against the world, an act of war against India and US, which actually Chinese think are the biggest threat to China is India because it's the most powerful neighboring country, and US because which is the most powerful country in the world. So it made sure that these two countries are affected most, and as well as the Europe got affected most, UK and France and Germany and Italy. So you have to really look into this very seriously. It should be considered as an act of war. There should be tribunal, war crime investigation at the world court, and punishment should be done. President Trump last week demanded $10 trillion penalty from China, and that should be pursued, and that should be done, and India should join that demand. But at the same time, each country cannot come out individually. They have to demand as one body, one entity, then Chinese will answer. Otherwise, China is a big bully. They don't like to answer any questions. They like to encroach on lands, on the water, South China Sea, in Ladakh area. They're doing this, as you know, just a couple of days back, some aerial exercises happening. They want to intimidate their neighbors. They want to intimidate everybody by showing them they're powerful and they're not friendly.
Okay.
So unless we all get our act together and bring everybody.
Two more points I just want to add on the statement of the Dr. Vyani, that the report of WHO is under question because the language they have used, it's difficult to say that the virus has leaked from this lab. It may be it's difficult to say, but maybe animal bad kind of animal can be the carrier of this virus. These kind of there is no
Anitaji, there is
no absolute language has taken by the WHO report. It's difficult. It may be शायद हो सकता है, बड़ा मुश्किल है ये कहना, ये इस तरह की भाषा के साथ जिस, and at the end of the day on that report only the chief of WHO has separated himself and said that, given a statement that the report needs further investigation.
No, the role of WHO is also not just. I'll take Paryarji from you. Just between we have all the two guests. After that, I'll take from you the comment. The role of we also discuss the role of WHO in this pandemic and how the WHO become a party, not impartial.
No, I'm saying that the report itself is saying that China is
that's why
Anitaji.
That's why Anitaji. So my question was there actually how whatever alleged China alleged so many times by the different countries, and always China denied all allegations. Just you think and see all the reports. Whenever America, USA counter, wherever just another country, France counter, they emphatically denied. No, we are not part and parcel. This is a pandemic, not created by us. So how I'll take the Rakesh Tiwari ji. How Raj Bihani ji has very good suggestion. All countries should be united against China to counter them. Is it possible in this the current political situation and current the global pandemic situation? All countries should be united. That is a body for United Nations. They should raise the question there, although they are member of UNSC. So how do you think? How do you analyze? Rakesh Tiwari, please.
Ji. बहुत धन्यवाद. Many thanks to all the panelists and Kumar Rakesh ji and GG News. Let me address this. I do remember in 2020 when I came back to Canada from India. At that time, this COVID-19 virus the stories were coming out that China is building hospital in 6 days and 7 days, and everybody was admiring. And this situation came. And around that time, I think previously too, when the discussion was going on, not today, I will say that a while back, maybe in the beginning, not today, as I mentioned. At that time, I did mention that we have to look at the circumstances when we talk about the origin of it. So origin of it, and of course, all the panelists who has mentioned the WHO's questionable rule and all those things are part of it. At that time too, I mentioned that US and China were head to head. Donald Trump was, he was announcing all the way that we have brought China to the within the limits, and we have imposed so many sanctions. We have done this, that, everything. And it was very highly likely was possible that as the U.S. economy was improving under Donald Trump's his leadership, it was likely possible that he could become another, again, he could get he could become a president again. And at the same time, when we look at the timing, December, January, this COVID-19 situation happened. And afterwards, the whole world was in chaos. Everybody was trying to manage the situation. Informations were not right. We had no idea altogether. At the very same time, when we are looking at this very fact, that China is COVID-19 free, no problem at all. When did they develop their vaccination? Whatever happened, even the WHO scientists, when they went to China over there, they were not given the proper, I will say, the documents or to investigate those things. I would like to mention that last month in the May.
Our question is the very specific. We all know the history last, I think, 18 months, how the China has just created all confusions from their laboratories. There are so many proofs, so many documents before the world, how they have spread the pandemic and they spread the coronavirus, and they have already made so many different viruses after this. This is not single one, COVID-19. Well, however, whoever named it.
What is the question specific?
It's the question, how is it possible to unite against China?
Well, let me say
all over the world.
That's where I was coming to.
Please.
That the CBC had just published on 28th of May, and especially this question around, and it was supposedly to be happening. as a journalist, as a media who are watching regularly, and we know the development. So the first thing was to tackle this pandemic. Now and this question could not be remained underground, that okay, and it was never ever finally decided that okay, though this was from coming from the wet market or anything. I would like to mention even the WHO has changed its stance. WHO is saying that also, that this hypothesis, they are saying it, this hypothesis is still on the table. We know the Joe Biden's theory also. We know all these things. What my point is this, that and where I come to, means of course we are coming towards it, that it is in a way why the world's investigative agency did not look at this matter from the beginning very seriously, because this was over there. The evidence, I'm not saying that all the evidence which were circumstantial evidences were there, and they are still there. Now US administration, all the I would say intellectuals, they are coming around, they are looking at it, they are talking about it. All these things are over there, but at the same time,
my question, I just request you, my question is still answered. I'll come to you just after I take the answer from Alok Laharji. Just how the situation in the Spain, as well as the how just to relate the India-Spain theory.
The world cannot, it will take a time. It cannot come today. Definitely, it is coming.
I know this is a diplomatic way, and how they go away. This is diplomatic relations.
Because you need. But
their question, how the Vandanaji raised and
let me just conclude this. I will not call instead of again I will say, we should not call it Chinese virus. Whatever the name has been given, number on that, those things.
Sorry, I will say this is a Chinese virus. There is so many documents, so many evidences already proved.
Are we able to call the AIDS as a US virus? Are we there to call as a US AIDS as a US virus? No.
Sorry. I just, whatever proven is there, already proved that. I am only talking on that, on the based on the evidences and documents.
The country which was very first time got affected from this virus was China. It has initiated from China. So how can you say this is not a Chinese virus? It has initiated in China itself, developed in China itself. They're all laboratories. People are now
all the
open in
viruses should be
the
named
media.
from where it is originated. Is that what you're saying?
No, my question is different. I'm not going to discuss this is Chinese virus or not. This is already Chinese virus. It's already Chinese
virus anyway.
It is already Chinese virus. WHO, there's some partly and impartially and part way, they've already declared now whatever name is there. Now, whatever the politicians of the India just call the morbid and the bloody nonsense. I am just talking on the screen. I have no problem. Who are the concerned parties? Whatever they use for the country, that is okay. There's a different question. My question is Alok Laharji. How just we have just crossed that phase. Does China is responsible or not? Now new phase. How? I'll take the Parijatji also. Just already keep on the eye the foreign affairs after Alok. So how Alokji? Now it is time to unite the globally, either the United Nations, either the different fora just like G8, G20, by G99, whatever G100, they make a group of the different countries to against China. Is it possible? Can any country do it? Either united, just like the BRICS, there is a ASEAN, there is so many fronts, just for the development and for the promotion to each other, for the business and all. So just you think, what do you think? Is it possible to the all countries will be united? Can be united? Should be united against China for this pandemic, against humanity?
Okay, thank you for this nice question. First of all, let's go slightly back into history. Like we were discussing, in case this is Chinese virus or this is not Chinese virus. We have a very famous virus called the Spanish virus. I mean, strangely, Spanish virus had nothing to do with Spain at all. In Second World War, Spain was not a party to the Second World War. They were neutral.
They split from Spain, that's why I called.
No, it did not spread from Spain. That's what I'm trying to clarify.
Please.
The virus was
It
already
came from
there.
China.
There were soldiers who were getting infected, and Spain was sitting on the fence because they were not party to the First World War, like it was not to the Second World War either. And what happened? There was somebody in the Spanish royal family who got infected by the virus, and they were the first ones to say that there is this gentleman who's got infected by this virus. And since the first case which came out in the press, so to say, was a Spanish royalty person, that's the reason that virus was called the Spanish virus. It did not spread from there, it did not start from there, and Spain had nothing to do with it. But we still call it the Spanish virus.
Spanish flu.
Now, in case there is the first case which comes up in China, why is this need to, push it under the carpet? Why did they not want to call it the Chinese virus? What was wrong in it? Like we had been calling it the Indian strain or the South African strain or the Brazilian strain. Historically, we have been calling a Spanish virus, which did not start in Spain, the Spanish virus. What was wrong in calling it? Because China was hiding something. I mean, it's evident.
Yeah.
Now there were lots of these things which came up, and most of the press, especially in the United States, because the United States and China, they were having a trade war. And then most of New York Times or CNN, they brushed out this theory. They said this was a conspiracy theory. And so they were kind of trying to, keep themselves away. But then recently, a very interesting thing has happened. That there are some investigators, they are private investigators in India. It's a group of people. And among them, there is this Indian guy from Bengal. His Twitter handle is called Seeker, at the Seeker at 268. And he started investigating, like somebody, a curious person like me who would start investigating. And then he found certain things out. And one of the things was that there's this gentleman, a very famous virologist called Peter Daszak of Eco Health Alliance. And he was working with Zengli. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I guess that's how a person who knows English would be doing. And she was from Wuhan Institute of Virology. They were working together. They had written some 13 articles on this. And not only this, they had been able to, siphon out some $60,000-$70,000 from the Trump government. Now, later on, when they had written this, so some kind of, a link was established. And it is known now that in 2012, a SARS-like virus had already been created, or it had existed, and it had killed approximately around 7 miners who were working near the Wuhan province. Now, once you had this, when he wrote his articles in certain, like Reddit, he wrote an article which got around 750 karma points, as they call it. And then, strangely, that article disappeared. Now, this promoted, like Seeker, this gentleman called Seeker, he doesn't want publicity, he doesn't want money, he just wants to live in, some kind of a hidden place. Nobody knows where he is. He has been writing to Newsweek, and even Times of India has covered this article. And what he did after that was he made a group of people who were investigating on their own. And this group was called Drastic. And they have finally come to this conclusion that, yes, something was happening there. So all the fingers are pointing towards Wuhan labs in China, like the... Now, was it a leak? Was it not a leak? And we are talking about certain things is China responsible? I mean, obviously, even if it is not a leak, if they've done it, then they are responsible. If it is a leak, they are responsible. And some panelists have been saying that nothing happened in China. I don't agree to that. I mean, we don't know what is happening in China. They are hiding the facts. I mean, whatever you see is controlled media. We're not talking about United States of America or Europe or Canada or India, where we have a free press. You can go ahead and say anything to the prime minister, even call in names, and nothing happens. But we're talking about a country where nothing like this is happening. The media is controlled. Whatever you see is like a Hong Kong movie. And you cannot say, now, will the world unite? The problem is that China has become so powerful because of the loans it has given to certain countries. And all the WHO directors, nobody is ready. I mean, there were meetings when they asked a question like this and the director just stayed quiet. I mean, there were senior officers of WHO. When anything related to China is asked to them, they just go silent. They go offline. So why are they scared? So all these things. Now, what will happen? Let's say we come down to Spain. Spain has got this tremendous problem that they cannot go against China. Why? Because when they took out the treasury bonds, which country bought them? China bought them. So in case the treasury bonds of Spain are owned by China, they can screw up their economy anytime. Same is going to happen with a lot of third world countries. Now, in case we're talking about people uniting, now, President Trump was there. He was a very brave president. Unfortunately, he was not a very good politician, so to say. He was a businessman. He spoke his heart out. And so whatever happened, like he's not there. He could have taken bold steps. Fortunately, the current president also, President Biden also has asked for it, which is a very good step. Like it should be investigated where it came from. But are we going to unite together like it happened after the Second World War, when all the United, the United Alliance, they went to Germany and Germany had to pay for the wrongs of the war. Till now, Germany could not have their own army. They couldn't have armaments. Now, something like this has to be done. Like somebody has to pay for the broken plates. Is it China? Well, you have to investigate and find out. Will we be able to do it? I mean, current situation as it stands, and as we are like right now, the priority is not hooking up China. The priority is more saving your own people, saving your economies. That is more important. I think something like if we cannot go against China the way people would like to, I think or China is ready in case they say, okay, like Germany, fine, this happened, and we can pay back like Germany did. In that case, well, the situation will change. Or I think in future they might have to suffer boycotts like Iran or Russia has been suffering in the past. I mean, that's what my take is on it. Can we unite? We don't know. It's time will tell us.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I think Kumar Rakesh is
I think, yeah, we lost Kumar
I'm unable to
Rakesh.
see him.
Actually,
But,
some light. Actually, sorry, some light problem was there. So just the light gone and the net dropped. So sorry for that. This is our digital India, so we can't help it. We can't blame
living in a
it.
digital
Actually.
world.
So this is not. We are talking about the China. So that's the what we're facing the problem. This is already.
You never know. They may
obvious.
be doing it. We never know. They may be doing it.
It may be that China actually how China entered in the market in the home, so we can't see it. How the intrusion from the Chinese. So whatever Rakesh Tiwari knows is not. So just for the moment, just you cut the connection.
No.
So it may be. So I'll take the Parijatji. That's what you were discussing, and just you initiate the discussion. Parijat Sharma ji, very senior journalist, worked for the UNI and senior news editor and covered and the Sakal Times and all many newspaper prominent newspapers, long profile. So Parijatji, just how do you analyze the situation and how we just blame China and how China should be blamed and China and all countries should be united against China? Is it possible or not in the present diplomatic format?
Just 3 quick points. One,
that
we even if we take that the virus
quickly, we're running out of time. Also,
it came from came from China, whether deliberate or not. But the first case was reported from China. China knew what it was. It closed down its country while let international travel be. So it deliberately, let it move to other countries by stopped it, in its own country. Number one. Number two, I think India needs to take a lead in, getting other countries together. Remember, India has one of the biggest land borders shared with China. It is in India's interest to get other countries together. It needs to rally, use its good offices with the third world and even the Europe and US to get countries together and fight China on each and every forum, be it the International Court of Justice, as somebody said, maybe a war crimes tribunal, wherever and whichever place it can get people together and do it. But it needs to be a catalyst, not be a front runner as a fighter. Because we are already facing that brunt, but we need to expose China at every forum. And thirdly, if we as Indians or as the Indian diaspora or other, people from other countries need to put pressure on their governments by probably not using Chinese products or thereby making sure that this is the voice of the people and they mean business. Thereafter, the governments will take action. They'll be forced to take action. This is what I want to say. Thank you.
But who will take the action? Quick answer.
Governments will.
Government of India should take action against China. Do you think so?
Government should be a catalyst in getting other countries together.
Government of India?
It needs. Yes.
Okay.
But we as citizens also need to do our part to put pressure on the government to say that we mean business and that we are serious about it.
MA has a very big role in this. Ministry of External Affairs shall do this. Unite developing countries around China in this war and create a panel where we can fight this war together. Second thing, I would say our Pradhan Mantri, Make in India movement shall be taken, because if we are fighting with a country which is like exporter of many things right now, so we can create a platform where we are creating many things where we are not importing things from China and we are developing those things within the country, or we are buying those things from other countries nearby to us or having good relationship with them, so we can stop the dependency on China on that. So this could be a strategy. Yes.
So Jia, just you are rightly placed. Government should make a parallel. I'll take the Vandana ji. I think Vandana ji especially respond on this question, how the Parijat just initiated the new move. The government of India should take the stern action against China. Will take or not, this is a matter of the big question. How do you understand, how do you analyze the MEA role of MEA of government of India, how they react, and how the former secretary has become the minister. So how the bureaucratic way and the political way will take action or not. So Vandana ji, do you think government of India will take action, should take action both?
Will can say, should, of course. India has to realize that India is not weak. India is a power, because what India has, China doesn't have. You have seen it even in the first phase of COVID. India was helping other countries by giving the hydrochlorine. So India cannot underestimate. But what this virus has done to India, this has exposed the opposition parties of India. पूरी तरह से नंगा कर दिया है. दुश्मन तो आया बाहर, पर जो भारत के लोग हैं वो सब नंगे हुए. तुम्हारी कांग्रेस पार्टी हो, सपा हो, ये है वायरस. अरे इंजेक्शन नहीं लगाएंगे क्योंकि वो मोदी का इंजेक्शन है. शेमलेस. ना हम नपुंसक हो जाएंगे. साला 50 साल में जाके बच्चा पैदा करना है तुमको, नपुंसक हो जाओगे. होते हो तो हो. आई थिंक दैट इज मच बेटर, to be honest. और इस तरह से बेवकूफ बनाते हैं.
I can understand your anger, Vandana ji. The political situation is running on.
No, because see what, and then the second part is giving this virus, and we are still not calling it Chinese virus. Shame on us. Shame on us if we are not calling it. You are still using those masks made in China. You are using those ventilators made in China. You are using those oxygen concentrators made in China.
Not
using.
आपदा को अवसर बनाया है चाइना ने.
I am not using any single thing in my home from the China.
ना. आप नहीं कह सकते. मैंने खुद concentrators भेजे हैं भारत से. भारत को concentrators भेजे हैं made in China. So don't say that.
But you
China
say
has
like that, but I
proposed,
can't.
But we have not accepted. China has
Actually,
proposed.
I'll take the quick. I'll take the
And
quick
I am
answer.
एक बार, सिर्फ एक बार, last बात,
Yeah, please.
जैसे
please.
सब लोगों ने एक last, one second, Anita ji.
Anita ji, let the Bandana ji speak.
1 second. The way people have quarantined. 1 second, please. The way people have been quarantined for 14 days, 21 days. People, the world power has to quarantine China for 14 next years. That's what it is.
Wow. So nicely placed your views. Just I'll take the quick. Anita ji. Anita ji.
A role as a catalyst.
Anita ji, we are running out of time now. We have only 6 to 7 minutes, and we have all the 6 panelists. I'll take the 20 to 30 seconds from each panelist. Just as placed the Vandana ji, India will, I don't know, India should, I agree. How India will react, that is a matter of question. So start from Parijat ji straight. Just India will take action. Do you have any hope? Short question, short answer. Parijat.
Yeah, definitely. India should take action, and it should start from the people itself as pressure group, and then goes to the government, and the government goes and energizes the rest of the world.
Okay, Dr. Raj Vihani, I think lost Raj Vihani, just looking in frame, but we are not just seeing him. So Anita, quick answer, short question, short answer.
We have already taken action. We have banned so many apps, so many products.
What nonsense! What only banned the? No, sorry. With the banning the small apps, you think that you have banned the China?
We are damaging their revenue now.
What revenue you are damaging?
And when the
this
time
is a big elephant like China. This is only the protocol. No, not Dorado. Sorry, I'm not like that. Action. We are talking about the action, madam. Jia Manjari.
Definitely, India said definitely.
This is a corona, Anita ji. This is a corona war, and the global corona war actually. Okay.
That we are doing.
Definitely, India shall take an action. India shall ban importing all the things which we can import from other countries. We shall definitely start looking for substitute, and I believe in Modi government, and I believe in his leadership that he has already started doing it. We are looking for the substitute of the importers for certain things, and we shall do it. We are already doing it, and as a citizen of country also we shall do that. We shall stop using made in China products. We shall stop buying anything which is made of China. When we will stop demanding things, they will already stop. They will stop creating those things.
Okay, dear. Rakesh Tiwari ji and Alok ji, just a quick. This is short question, short answer. Running out of time now. So, do you think India will ban all the whatever Jia said, all the products, all the imports? If you see the India-China relation, just to see how the import and export. Import is more, export is less. Please, Parija.
Rakesh ji, there is a limitation of the government. The government cannot ban and stop everything. It is part of the.
Sorry. No.
Can I?
International limitation is okay, but something you can do, whatever you should do. My concern
needs to come from the people.
As an Indian, okay. But how the people take the government action, or government take according to the people's choice and people wish. Both are the vice versa. So I'll Rakesh Tiwari ji, please.
See, in my understanding, definitely India must take lead, and India should have taken lead, and India has a right to take lead, because for all the good reasons, India has fought a war against China, and for the territory reason, and significant so many other reasons are there, and definitely I do believe, but India will not go alone itself. India will do
that's the point.
as it has done. Previously, if we remember the Doklam, how India has diplomatically put the pressure on
handled
China.
properly.
China backed out.
That
So
should be
a very
appreciated.
likely chances, and Kumar Rakesh ji, I would like to congratulate you that you raised this question.
Yeah,
That
so nice
directly,
of you.
because everywhere in Canada, in US, everywhere now the theory of that the China has hidden something and China has not led the world to a chaos where millions and millions of people have died, and the world is at cannot be forgiven. So definitely, I would
Alok
say
Laharji.
we should be doing it.
Thank you. Alok Laharji.
Okay, my take is that it's very nice to see that people have so much expectations from the current government led by Narendra Modi ji. I think India cannot do it alone. It is China. We are talking about China. It is not a cakewalk. It's not a small country. It's a superpower in itself. It's probably the number 2 economy in the world. So India can take the lead, but I think the United States has already taken the lead, so we can follow that lead. There's nothing wrong with this. What is more important is that all the countries in the world, they unite together and they put up a similar kind of narrative. And of course, as far as the Indians are concerned, we have to start doing our stuff our ways. The people of India have to first start realizing, and the people of the world have to start realizing that it was we, the people, who had made China the factory of the world. I mean, today, as it stands, I don't think any country can survive without buying goods from China. So they have an edge there. You cannot do anything about it.
This is also
So
a question
making India is fine unless we get self-reliant on basic things. Like we also wanted to send certain respirators. We were in touch with Bill, we were in touch with German companies,
we are talking
and
the
nothing
reality.
happened. We had to buy from China. So it's going to be very difficult. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. But yes, something like this should be done.
No, that should be done, but actually India can do alone and the jointly operation. That is a matter of question, how India should behave and how India has behaved symbolically, but not on the economic front, not on the political front, how they are behaving, how they are going, either the Doklam and either the Ladakh region, whatever they did, world has seen. That is a matter of question. That is a matter of confrontation with the people and the country and for the India. So whatever we have just discussed here, how the Corona war and the role of India and role of US and just globally, how the most countries, now we are not a member of G8, not the member of G20, but they have both G8 groups leaders and G20 have always invited us. They are thinking that we should be the part of G20, but they have not given even the permanent membership, invitational membership. So how we have entered in the temporary membership of UNSC with all the regions. How does this Corona war, China has played a destructive role.
India is part of G8 but G20.
No, sir, not technically, please. Just to correct yourself, I am confident that I'm telling you. So now this is not we have. Sir, please, sir. Invitation member, technical member, practical member, all are the different thing. Yeah, also the expert Parijat will also confront us and confirm us, and Anita also observing the MEA very closely. So I can tell you this is not proper at present now. So now, how you have just Pandit Nehru just placed before the China just to take it from this is a special cake from the India and be the member of UNSC. So not like that. So this is the latest development of the country. So we are talking about the perspective, India perspective, China perspective, and the world perspective. How does China has played the destructive load against the humanity, as well as the India. So I just thanks to I thanks to all the panelists just to who came here and just joined here with the cause of the humanity, just to the fight Corona globally, and just the role of the China properly defined here, how they have played a inhuman role against the humanity. They should go WHO and United Nations, China go there and just place apology from the world. So we have done it. I think this is my opinion. China should have done it, should do it, for the humanity, for saving the humanity. If they will not do it, globe and the global and the world and if all the countries will not spare them, will not excuse them. This is the intake to today our discussion. So nice of you. You came at the front of the Global Governance News TV. I thanks to all and just who came here, who just placed your nicely view and just not the this program not for the biased for any way. Just this is all the whatever you placed your view. In the personal capacity and the institutional capacity. So we praise all the view, and this is all the independent view for the country, for the India, for your country where you are living, and the Canada, US, and Spain. This is all the personal view we have placed here for the cause of humanity. Humanity should be the strong as well as the talking of the global family. Vasudev Kutumbakam is our motto of the Indian ethos and philosophy. So nice of you. Thanks to all. Thanks to all panelists who came here. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.